This guy glances over at his roommate watching some video. He walks over to look, and man, the guy in the video is actually him. When Xu Zhenggren was repeating his senior year, he realized he liked men. Back then, he even fell for his tutor. To get the teacher to accept him, Xu Zhenggren spent half a year pursuing him. But soon he got bored. When his family made him go to a boarding school in the countryside, Xu Zhenggren took the chance to break up with his tutor. After the breakup, Xu Zhenggren did pretty well at the boarding school, and he kept suppressing himself, not daring to let anyone discover his secret. But at a class reunion 2 months ago, he couldn't resist the temptation, took something he shouldn't have, and in a haze ended up getting intimate with Han Minyu. Xu Zhenggren thought it was just a one-time thing, playing with fire. But no. His roommate Zhao Changxian is watching the video with great interest. Xu Zhenggren walks over curious, only to see its footage of himself, which shocks him like a lightning bolt. Right there on screen is him and Han Minyu in the video. He panics and slams the laptop shut. Ha! What? Would you close it? The best part comes next. Xu Zhenggren can't stop shaking. Where did you get this? Zhao Changxian tilts his head and looks at him, saying he set up a camera in the dorm to prevent theft, and just happened to catch it, by accident. Xu Zhenggren finally loses control of his emotions, grabs his laptop and smashes it on the floor, then clenches his fist and tells Zhao Changxian he'll pay for it, but hopes he can forget what he saw in the video. He frantically explains to him that this was just a mistake, then grabs his hand, half threatening, saying installing a camera itself breaks school rules. I'll keep your secret, but you have to pretend you saw nothing. Xu Zhenggren talks up a storm, but Zhao Changxian doesn't say a word. And just when Xu Zhenggren is cursing him in his head, Zhao Changxian finally speaks. Of course. You're not interested in me, right? Xu Zhenggren can't figure out what he means by that, thinking he wants money. And then Xu Zhenggren has heard about Zhao Changxian's family situation before. His dad died in prison, and his mom left home. So Xu Zhenggren offers to help him, buy him anything he wants. But begs him not to tell anyone about him and Han Minyu. He tries hard to convince him to agree. Zhao Changxian looks at him and suddenly smiles strangely. You want to make a money deal with me? Xu Zhenggren doesn't know what he means by that, desperately trying to calm himself down, thinking about how to get the original file from him. Then Zhao Changxian suddenly asks him something. Do you like Han Minyu? Xu Zhenggren quickly explains that time really was just a mistake. This guy gets caught on camera getting intimate with someone, desperately explaining it was just a mistake. But Zhao Changxian doesn't believe it at all, and says with certainty, you two both look pretty happy, didn't you? Xu Zhenggren doesn't want to discuss this at all. He just wants him to give him the original video. But Zhao Changxian says he doesn't want to, and doesn't want to accept his money deal either, and smirks at him, saying the video is saved somewhere else. Xu Zhenggren is scared and angry, not knowing what he really wants. Zhao Changxian is actually pretty upset about Xu Zhenggren trying to pay him off. He suddenly leans close to Xu Zhenggren and says quiet, if you want to make a deal, you should ask what I want first. Xu Zhenggren can't help but grab Zhao Changxian's clothes tight, angrily asking him what he wants. Zhao Changxian stares at his face. Will you agree to whatever I need? Then provokes Xu Zhenggren with a smile. You want to punch me right now, don't you? Xu Zhenggren bites his lip hard, really wanting to give him a punch, but still controls his temper and apologizes nicely. He says as long as he can delete all the videos completely, whatever he needs, he'll do what he says. He begs Zhao Changxian to tell him what he wants. Zhao Changxian suddenly grabs Xu Zhenggren's hand tight, makes him lean closer. Whispers in his ear, I want 10 billion. Xu Zhenggren hears this and is totally stunned. Why not just rob someone? Finally unable to hold back his rage, he punches him. He's not a patient person to begin with, and right now he's already holding back like crazy, just to get the video file. Zhao Changxian doesn't care at all that he got hit, stares at him and says, do you know what your face looks like right now? Seeing Xu Zhenggren shaking with anger, Zhao Changxian grins and says, I found the video pretty great. It'd be a waste if only one person watched it. If I upload it online, it'll definitely blow up. Xu Zhenggren hears this and freezes completely. Tears flow down. Seeing him like this, Zhao Changxian says mockingly, scared I'll put your video online. Xu Zhenggren trembles and begs him not to do this. But Zhao Changxian says he doesn't feel his sincerity. Xu Zhenggren leans weakly against him, asking what he wants him to do, telling him to stop playing with him. As Zhao Changxian tells him to give him a sincere apology. But after hearing Xu Zhenggren say sorry, Zhao Changxian still thinks he's not sincere enough. Zhenggren can only say again, I really was wrong. I shouldn't have treated you that way. But Zhao Changxian presses him, shouldn't have treated me how? Actually, Zhao Changxian and Xu Zhenggren used to have a pretty good relationship. At first, Xu Zhenggren even said not to let anyone else into their dorm besides the two of them. Zhao Changxian agreed right away. But then Xu Zhenggren himself brought Han Minyu to the dorm, and did that kind of thing there. Xu Zhenggren figures Zhao Changxian must be angry about this. Thinking of this, Xu Zhenggren apologizes to Zhao Changxian again. And after hearing it, Zhao Changxian does calm down quite a bit. Then he makes Xu Zhenggren promise him not to get intimate with anyone else again. Seeing Xu Zhenggren nod, Zhao Changxian stares at him for a while, and emphasizes again, don't hook up with anyone else anymore. Xu Zhenggren agrees, of course. Only then does Zhao Changxian tell him the video only exists on that one laptop. After hearing this, Xu Zhenggren apologizes once more for earlier, for trying to use money to pressure him into deleting the video. Zhao Chengxian thought Xu Zhenggren would curse him out, even braced himself for a beating, but never expected Xu Zhenggren would apologize to him. Xu Zhenggren thought it was all over. But Zhao Chengxian suddenly says, "Why wouldn't I back it up?" Xu Zhenggren hears this, and it's like getting struck by lightning. Zhao Chengxian threatens him again. "If you dare make me angry, I'll release everything." Seeing Xu Zhenggren angry but not daring to speak after hearing this, Zhao Chengxian adds, "First time seeing you hold back this much. Can you even tolerate this?" He suddenly hooks his hand around his neck, pulls Xu Zhenggren into his arms, and kisses him on the lips. Xu Zhenggren is stunned by Zhao Chengxian's move, demanding to know what he's doing. Zhao Chengxian doesn't answer, just tells him from now on he has to be back at the dorm every night by 7. Xu Zhenggren calls after him, "What about my video?" Zhao Chengxian shrugs, "You behave yourself, and I'll delete it permanently." Zhao Chengxian also tells Xu Zhenggren to think carefully about what he really needs. Because of this, Xu Zhenggren feels extremely agitated. He doesn't know whether to tell Han Minyu about the video. Jing Shengzhu, eating with him, asked with concern why he looks so pale. Xu Zhenggren casually says his stomach hurts. Han Minyu nearby turns and asks if he needs to see a doctor. After hearing Xu Zhenggren say no, he invites him to come to his room after dinner, and Han Minyu hints that his roommate will be out all night. Zhenggren doesn't agree, stands up wanting to leave, and Han Minyu also gets up wanting to go with him. Then a voice rings out, "Stop bothering Xu Zhenggren all the time." Xu Zhenggren turns his head to look. Zhao Chengxian is sitting nearby, smiling at them. This guy is just too awful. Just because he's meeting someone else, he stomps his roommate's phone to pieces. When Xu Zhenggren gives Zhao Chengxian his old stuff, hearing his thanks always makes him feel like he did something good. When going home for break, he even specifically mentioned that he'll be alone the whole vacation. It'll be so comfortable because he definitely never slept in a single room at the orphanage. He even thought he was being funny, saying he could watch adult videos to comfort himself. Zhao Chengxian stared at him strangely. At the time, Xu Zhenggren didn't realize that his pride was already starting to crack. Today, Xu Zhenggren goes to class with a bruise on his face. Jin Shengzhu sees it and is very concerned, asking if something happened. But he denies it. Jin Shengzhu doesn't believe him at all. But Xu Zhenggren doesn't want to say more. He makes up some excuse to brush it off. Jin Shengzhu doesn't press further, just asks if he'll go home for break. He quietly says yes, but inside he's determined. No matter what happens, he has to go home for break. If he keeps staying with Zhao Chengxian like this, he'll break down eventually. Jin Shengzhu invites him to go out of town together. He refuses and tells him to take Minyu. Speaking of Minyu, Jin Shengzhu also thinks he's been really strange lately, saying it feels like someone is following and watching him. Xu Zhenggren thinks, did that guy threaten Minyu too? Should he tell him about this? The teacher notices him zoning out and tells him to go wash his face to wake up. Xu Zhenggren decides to take this chance to talk to Minyu. He runs to the roof of the building and texts Minyu to come, thinking if he explains it clearly, maybe this will all end. But instead of Minyu, it's Zhao Chengxian who shows up. Seeing him completely shocked, the cigarette in his mouth falls to the ground. Zhao Chengxian says sarcastically, "What's with your face, Zhenggren?" Xu Zhenggren trembles all over, unable to speak. Zhao Chengxian smirks and asks who he's waiting for. Looks like he already knows that Xu Zhenggren was meeting Han Minyu. Xu Zhenggren doesn't know how he'll treat him. Closes his eyes tight and turns away, not daring to face it. Zhao Chengxian grabs his phone, smashes it on the ground with a crash and stomps on it. This guy comes back to the dorm just a few minutes late, and his roommate forces him to kneel. Xu Zhenggren pushes open the dorm door. Zhao Chengxian is sitting on the bed with his arms crossed. As soon as he sees him, he says coldly, "You're 5 minutes late." Then tells him to come closer and demands to know why he's late. Xu Zhenggren explains quietly that he went to the counseling office, but Zhao Chengxian ignores his explanation, sneering that he hates people who don't keep their word. Xu Zhenggren clenches his fist instinctively, cursing this jerk in his head. Zhao Chengxian seems to know he's cursing him, and keeps threatening him with a grin. He even mentions his own dad. Xu Zhenggren already heard that Zhao Chengxian's family is complicated. His dad got locked up for a crime and died in prison, and his mom